Yeah, check 1 2, check 1 2. Is this mic on? Is this mic on? Hey, listen, man. It's the one and only trendsetter DJ Sense, and you're listening to CockTales. Dirty discussions with Kiki and Medina Monroe. Yeah.
Today's cocktail is called the Keysha E on the rocks, y'all. And what it includes, you just gonna free pour the alcohol however you would like. But we need some jalapenos, whatever tequila you like, some margarita mix, some fresh lime juice, maybe even a little agave. And it's basically a jalapeno margarita. It's nice, small, and spicy. Y'all enjoy a Keysha E, and we're really drinking this today, and it's tasty.
Good. It didn't take too much for that. Welcome back to CockTales Dirty Discussions, you guys. I am your host, Kiki Said So.
And I am your other host, Medina Monroe. Hey, y'all. This week, I am very excited because we are continuing our Women's Month of celebrating women that we love, that we admire on the internet and off. We have had nothing but female guests, and it's very different from when we had all the men guests on. This week, we'll have Keysha E, the stand-up comedian, who also opened up for us at our LA show, if you were there. Mm-hmm. She's coming on, and we're kind of going to just freestyle with Keysha. We're going to get to know her a little bit better, see how she's like in Atlanta, talk to her about her love life. You know, what she got going on. You ready, Kiki?
I am. But before we get into this week's episode, I do want to remind everybody to make sure that you stay tuned until the very end of the episode where we have moved our announcements, and also check the description box or show notes, wherever you are. That's where it is, and you'll see the links to everything that we promote in the episodes, any announcements that we have, any exciting things that we have coming up, and also a link to follow Keysha E on all of social media platforms and see where you might be able to catch her in person.
Keysha E.
Hey, y'all. Hey.
Hi, friend. How you doing?
I am good. I'm super good. How are y'all?
Doing well.
We're doing well. You look good.
And I'm loving the bob. I love a little bob action. Okay.
Did you have the bob when we met you in LA?
No. I cut it and colored it like July, the end of July.
Now, everyone always assumes that when women cut their hair that there was heartbreak involved.
I was like, it's the summertime and I just want to try something.
It's hot.
You know what it was? I was scrolling down my Instagram and I saw this girl haircut. She had a bob and she was getting it colored. And I wanted to cut it. I didn't know that I wanted to color it. Mm-hmm. And I was like, I'm doing this right here.
It fits your face so well.
Oh, thank you.
It looks good. So you recently moved to Atlanta.
I did.
How you like it?
You know what? I really like it. And I hated Atlanta when I was a kid.
Why did you hate it?
It was like slow to me. I would come down here. My godparents lived here, and I feel like everybody was sweating. It was just like.
But you're from LA.
No, I'm from Detroit.
Oh,
I'm from Detroit.
Mm-hmm. You'd be sweating.
And I just felt like it was kind of like slow. I felt like it was kind of like, I don't know. It was given.
You feel like it was country.
It was given country. It was given civil rights a little bit. It was given.
I mean, it was.
Yeah, it really was.
What you say after
civil rights?
Civil rights.
It was feeling Jim Crowish a little bit still. Like it was. I don't know. It just to me was like.
How old were you?
I started coming out here. I probably was about 7, 8, up until like
you really were
teenage
attention.
years.
You were a smart child.
Because I always knew I wanted to move. Mm-hmm. Because I tried, like we traveled a lot. I traveled a lot with my parents, and everywhere I go, I'm like, oh, this is different. Oh, this looks different. Oh, this is. So I was like, oh, it's one thing to read and know that the whole world exists, but to see it, I was like, I want to go somewhere else. Mm-hmm. Why not live someplace else? Mm-hmm. So I knew that I wanted to move at some point, but I was like, this not gonna be it for me. Not down here. And now here I am
in Atlanta,
whole Georgia peach.
20 years later.
Yeah,
right.
For all of our listeners, if you're new here, Kiki and I once upon a time were on a world tour for about 2 years, and we did LA, and Keysha opened up for us, and I'm trying to remember how I found you.
Sean.
I was like, what comedian? Y'all know I love comedians, and I was talking to Sean. I don't know if we had went on a date for some crab legs.
Now, wait a minute.
Maybe, but that might be.
We had kept trying. I was like, I just ain't it. But you my homeboy. And so he was like, I got a comedian that I could connect you to in LA. Her name's Keysha E. She's funny. I was like, is she really funny? He was like, I promise you, she's funny. And then I think so. She opened up for us. Do y'all remember when we met you in LA? We went to lunch to get to know you, and Kirk Franklin.
We did. We was ordering up some stuff,
and I was like,
damn, where we at?
We were
like
at
a Four Seasons or something.
I think Marilyn Monroe outside.
I think it was the Four Seasons.
I think
it was Four Seasons in Beverly Hills.
We thought it was bougie. We was like, bitch, we
It
made
was
it. We're in
cute.
LA.
Yeah, Yeah, we're
doing
gonna
a show at the Regent Theater. Is it the Regent or Regal?
I think I went to the Regent Theater.
Yeah, the Regent Theater.
We were like, we're gonna take her to lunch. That lunch was about to be expensive, and
We
God
was
was listening.
ordering
Because
up.
do you remember Kirk Franklin came to the table and was like, "I got y'all's bill."
I was literally listening to Smile on the way there. Got there, I was hungry, so we ordered. Y'all know,
And
pretty
I'm
girls like
always
to eat.
hungry, so I'm going to order.
We ordered enough stuff. Let's try this.
and we was drinking,
And it was crazy how he did it because when he got up, like we saw him sitting over there. The bill came out, and it was as if like he was offended that we was gonna pay it. Like he got up, like, what y'all doing?
Yeah,
we don't even know
That's
you,
what
sir.
I like to see.
I said, look at God.
Look at
He said,
God.
I said, that's what I'm talking about.
And he didn't even know. I don't think he knew what we were doing. He was like, "Y'all keep doing what you're doing," and it wasn't like he was
just
trying to
saw-
holler.
He was not trying to
Three
holler.
black women
Mhm.
meeting about something. We wasn't doing nothing but trying to have a good time. And he was like, I got you.
I said, okay.
And that's what you do.
And that's what you do. Wow. I couldn't wait to share that story. That was so dope. So
And it was good.
It
I
was.
enjoyed my food.
It was.
You know, sometimes at the bougie places, you don't know if it's going to actually have flavor if you got to sit there and pretend like you taste something. But it was good.
yeah. Before we dive into the topics, Miss Keysha, Kiki and I came out with a card game. It's called I'm Curious to Know. So we're going to get into your business before we get into your business.
It's my business.
If you all would like to order this card game, go to I'mCuriousToKnow.com and get your deck now. You can play with your friends. You can play it on a date. If you're not really good at communicating, get this game so we can help you save your love life. All right. You want to go first, Keeks?
Sure. Okay. This is a fun one. This is like, what's a song that I might be surprised you know all the words to? And don't be lying because there's a second part to this.
A song that you might be surprised about. I don't know what you would be surprised.
I mean, honestly, anything would be a surprise because I don't actually know your music taste.
I would probably say anything 400 degrees. Like any 90s, 2000 rap.
What's your
anything.
favorite one?
Favorite song?
Favorite song to sing or rap?
Favorite song to sing or rap?
You know,
Like
It's
you
so
hear
many.
it and you got everybody got to shut up because you know you're gonna pull out that invisible microphone.
It'd probably be something from Biggie. It's so many.
You know the Biggie song?
For me, it's Trina. Look back at it.
Can you sing?
You know, I it really wasn't the female rappers back then. I like them, but it was always the male rappers.
Okay, so what's the man? Because we about to ask you to
perform.
Y'all want me to rap?
Yeah.
I feel like
That's why I said don't be lying.
I feel like when you get on the spot, then you always be.
Then now all of a sudden you forgot. You're like, I
my
don't.
favorite. Back
I would
that
say
ass up.
Back that.
Yeah, I
ass
know
up.
that.
No.
But I would say it's Juvenile.
Back that ass up.
Yeah,
I would
I'm
say
tired.
it's
Go
Oh,
ahead, ask
gosh.
me
That's what I
you're
was-
thinking of.
Gosh, what's the name of the song? I can't think of the actual name.
old?
But it's
And side
Juvie.
note, do y'all like the new Back That Ass Up, new Juvenile song? I love it. Are you thinking about Rodeo?
No.
The slow one?
What is it? I can't think of the actual name.
Wait,
You see me, I eat, sleep, shit, and talk rap. You see that 98 Mercedes on TV? I bought that. I had some felony charges. I fought that. Was it no return? But still was bought that.
you do it fast. What is
Why
it?
can I?
Is that the one where he's like, baby, G, and I'm fine on that, and you be.
What's the song? We're trying to think of okay, go
why
again.
can't I think of the name of it?
I'm shying because I love him.
Is that a drop in the background?
But I
No,
always
I'm
make
really
up the
ashamed 'cause
actual.
I love
I always make up the actual name of it anyway, and that's not the
Yeah.
actual name of
I
the
mess
song.
up lyrics constantly, and I just be saying stuff, and I make noise.
You just heard me. I don't know what I was saying.
Yeah, you
I don't
mix up
know.
your-
I know what song you're talking about, but there's no way I know the
Or
name.
T.I., like
Ooh.
Urban Legend. Even his first album, I'm Serious.
T.I. has some good hits. What you think about? Well, I'll say that for later. I want to know about the best.
So let's have a real moment for a second. Do you ever feel like your credit score is just quietly sabotaging your life? Like everything is fine until you apply for something and suddenly it's actually no. An apartment, a credit card, even interest rates. And now you're paying more just because of a number. I've definitely been there. And for me, one of the most frustrating parts was realizing I was doing things right, like paying my rent on time every single month. And it wasn't even counting towards my credit. That's why I've been looking into super.com and their credit building program because it's designed to make building credit feel a lot less complicated. So here's what stood out to me. With Super Plus, you can get access to Super.com card, and it comes with something called a $5,000 credit usage boost. And let me explain this in plain English, because this is really important. That $5,000 is not money you can spend. It's reported as available credit that you're not even using, which can help lower your credit utilization ratio. And that's a big factor in your credit score. So if your cards are kind of maxed out right now, this can totally help shift how your credit looks on paper. It's really about improving the math behind your score. Also, there's no credit check to apply. It has 0% APR and no minimum balance requirements. So it is really built to help you, not trap you in even more debt. And when you use the Super.com card responsibly, that activity then in turn gets reported to all 3 major credit bureaus, TransUnion, Experian, and Equifax. So you're actually building a positive payment history over time. Now this is my favorite. You can report your rent. That's my biggest expense, and it definitely helps to be able to report that. So like the rent you're already paying, you can report your on-time rent payments, including up to 2 years of past rent, and keep reporting moving forward. And since payment history is a huge part of your score, that can finally start working in your favor. Plus, everything is tracked right in the app, so you can actually see your credit progress over time instead of just guessing and hoping for the best. And I like that it fits into real life. You're not being told to go open a bunch of new accounts or take on even more debt. It's just using what you're already doing, like paying rent and everyday purchases, to help build your credit. It's also part of the Super Plus membership, which includes things like cashback, travel savings, and more. So it's not just one tool, it is a full-on system. And they're even offering a 90-day money-back guarantee because building credit takes time, and they want you to feel confident in the process. So if you've been feeling stuck or like your credit just isn't moving the way you want it to, this is something worth checking out. Start building your credit the easy way. Go to super.com/credit right now to see how Super Plus can help you boost your credit score. That's super.com/credit. Credit building features are only available to Super Plus members. Impact on your credit score may vary. Super.com cannot control factors outside their services that may impact your credit. Visit super.com for more details.
Okay, I'm curious to know, how do you feel about marriage?
Absolutely 1000% ready to get married today. Want to be a housewife. I ain't telling no more jokes.
But what if he says you are going to keep telling those jokes?
Oh. No, I will. Here's the thing. I don't actually want to stop. I just don't want to have to fully, like, I want it to be pressure? Like, yeah, I don't want the pressure. I want to do it because I enjoy it, and I do it because I do it, but I'm a wife, you know?
Yeah.
But I 1000% want to get married. I think that, I think it makes for just a better, actually, society in general, to be honest. Mm-hmm. Like, I think that is really the foundation for family. Like, absolutely, with a family, I want to have a husband. I think that it's a beautiful thing, like the partnership of it. When you're marrying the right person. I think so many people are married to the wrong people, and that's why it's getting bad reps. But I think like having your best friend, your living best friend, that you do life with, that you build with, that you grow old with, that you love, that you care for, all of the things, like.
When you look at your track record and how you date, do you think you're on the right path to picking it right?
My picker, baby. I said, girl, I don't know what we. No, and that's why I'm trying to walk into my ugly nigga that treat me right face.
Oh. You think you were chasing like the physical desires?
I do have to be attracted to you. Like, I have to. I went on a date with a guy and I was trying to find something. And I was like, there's nothing. Not your nose, not your eyebrow. Like, there's nothing.
No personality?
The personality was paint dry. The waitress was trying to help me out. She kept coming over there like, I was like, girl.
You know what? If the personality is cool, the face and that can go by. If they have a personality, but you got to have a good personality.
And I don't know if it's a shallow thing. I've been really like.
She said.
And I've been talking to God about it. I'm like, Lord, grant me the serenity. Help me to see the Michael B. Jordan in him. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Instead of the Sam Cassell. Like, help me to really, like, because I don't know. I have to be physically attracted. You don't have to be the finest person on earth, but I have to be I have to be, like, wildly attracted to you. I have to, like, always want to put my hands on you the moment I see you. Mm. And if I don't have that.
When's your birthday?
October 2nd.
Libra?
Mm-hmm.
We're really consumed with, like, the looks.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not so much like you need to just be fine, because I don't really like the finest niggas, but like something about you does need to be beautiful.
I have to find you attractive. I have to find you attractive. I'm big on teeth. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I think the type of guys
You got a type. Yeah.
You know, my brother told me this, and I didn't understand it because I was probably like 15 at the time. My brother be dropping jewels. I look back now like, he was like, one day you're going to want to, he said, one day you'll stop wanting to be with the man and you want to be with a man. And I was like, what? What do you mean by that? And now it hit me like a bag of bricks. Like a few weeks ago, I was like, oh, I get what you're saying. And it's not that is what I go after. It just seems to be that that's kind of who I talk to. But it ends up being the guy that like everybody wants. He's the guy that's like, he's cool. He got his shit together. He got money. He dressed nice. And it's not like I'm going after that, so to speak. But those aren't typically the husbands.
Do you ever find that like when you are attracted to dating or going after the man that you realize later on, I actually didn't even like him. I just liked that other people liked him?
No, actually, because I have to like you.
Okay.
And that's why I said it's not even that I'm going after that. I just think that that's kind of like who I end up talking to or dating. But I have to like you. It can't be about your money. It can't be about none of that. Like I have to be able to sit here in silence and enjoy your presence. And that's rare that I even find that too. So, but it's not that. It's not that like other people like you. Because oftentimes when everybody like a person, it makes me not want to like them. I'd be like,
I'll be scared.
Because everybody on him, like,
Everybody on him, and I'm like.
But so happens sometimes I just connect with that person that has to be. And I think maybe it's the personality of it that I like.
Like an outgoing person.
Not even outgoing. It's like really kind of chill and reserved, but confident and just like I like the men that walk in the room and he don't make an announcement, but you know he there. Like that guy. But yeah, I don't know. I think at this age it's hard too because I think the husbands are already snatched up and what's left they for the street. They don't want to be husbands.
No, I think that the husbands are out there if you want one, but I think that even though we're saying like I don't pay attention to this stuff, and I think we're kind of not showing the good guys love. We're not. We don't see them. You
know what it is? I think too, and I'll be honest, I don't give the short kings a chance, and I think a lot of the short kings are the husbands. I do think that. And
why do you think that?
I noticed not all of them, but I noticed. I feel like the ones that are kind of marriage minded. I think at this age it's just hard. I think if they make it to 40 and they're not married, they're a hot mess. They don't want to be. It's too late. It's too late to save them. I have to date a little younger.
Sometimes I think that they are bad. And then sometimes I think that maybe, and this is wishful thinking, honestly, maybe they too have been really selective and are kind of in the boat of the never married, no children woman.
Yeah.
And maybe they have been like, oh, I got to get this together first. Like, I want this, but a woman's not going to take me serious if I don't have X, Y, and Z in order. And maybe it takes them a little longer.
That makes me really sad when anybody thinks that, man or woman. And I think I hope that you're preparing. I think I had to grow to really look at it like what I'm about to say. And I heard this at church, actually. And the pastor was talking about how everybody wants to nowadays like have all their shit together. He didn't say shit together, but you know, I'm saying it. Wants to have their shit together before you find your person. And that's not actually how you find or get with a good partner. Like you're going to have some strengths and you're going to have some weaknesses. And being able to come together to help each other build. Not that you just don't have anything together, but nobody's going to come in this perfect package that we all want. And I think that is really setting a lot of us back if you do want to be in a relationship because we're scared that you're going to take my money or you're scared that you're going to leave me with all the kids or you're scared that you don't have good work ethics or like, let me get all my stuff together and when I get you, then nothing will be. And it's like, that's just not how relationship works. Somebody's going to come with some baggage. I think when I hear men say that, and I understand where they're coming from as a man, like, because they're the providers, right? They want to have this set thing, but it's like, you don't know who God is placing in your life to get you to that point. Like a woman she's your helpmate. And so he might be putting this woman in your life when you don't have X, Y, and Z. And she might be the plug to get you to X, Y, and Z. So I hate when I hear people say that. I'm still optimistic though. Like I talk junk and I'm like, you know, these dating streets, but it only takes one person, right? So I'm like, God has somebody out there. I do think it's a bit harder to weed through. But I wholeheartedly believe in love and marriage. And I'm the type that like my friends talk about me. Because I get hurt and I stay down there until I heal and I bounce back up like I ain't never been hurt. Like what? I'm still loving. I got all types of love to give. My friends be like, yo, lover girl. I call it the lover girl pour.
That's me. Scorned and you don't want to live your life bitter and thinking about yesterday. Yeah. Because the same way you might have made some changes for the better, so could others. And we wouldn't know if you didn't do it. Okay, here's my next one. To lighten it up, when was the last time you drunk, called, or text somebody? And what happened, girl? It's been a
Last
long
time I drunk,
for
called, or
me.
text somebody. Oh, this was like July. Maybe July.
Weekend.
It wasn't 4th of July weekend, but it was maybe August. It was end of July, I think. I want to say. Nothing, because I was like, I was like, never mind. Like, it was like I sent the text.
Don't you? I love you can delete it.
And he
now.
like, huh? And I was like, you know what? And then the next day, he like, no, what was? And I was like, no, sorry, we're not gonna go there. No,
You say
it was a meme that was like, don't hit me later on. Like the next morning, I'm back walking with the Lord. The birds are chirping. I'm back walking with the Lord.
Okay, forget everything I said. I just washed away with the rest of my sins.
Okay, I'm curious to know, have you ever fully financially supported someone you were dating?
Absolutely not.
We had the
Absolutely
quick
not.
answer to that.
Absolutely not.
Okay.
No. I don't know. I just never dated that kind of guy. Like I never dated, I need to drive your car. I never dated everybody I've ever dated. The last guy I dated, I don't know how much he makes, but I know that he does well for himself. But everybody I've ever dated, I know actually made more than me. And not necessarily a significant amount, but like, I just think not that I don't get hollered at by those type of guys, because I get hollered at by homeless dudes, but like, I just think I don't end up matching. I don't know. It's just, no. And I don't think it's anything wrong with if your partner is going through hard stuff. Like men, things happen, right? He could lose his job, whatever. I don't think there's nothing wrong with like holding your person down, being there for your person, whatever the case may be. But I've never been into the like, he need a place to stay. He had my house playing video game. That's just not a turn on for me.
No. No, I cannot.
My daddy would be like, girl, what?
I've been with I need to use your car because I don't have one, but he wasn't a bum. Like he didn't have a car and he was my man. I was like, yeah, you can use my car. But I'm gonna be playing video games. I've been with a video game player, but he wasn't a bum. But I hate video games. I'll throw them away. Yeah. Okay, next one. I'm curious to know, who is your celebrity crush? Is it Michael B. Jordan?
It kind of, sort of, a little bit.
Okay.
Because that is who you called out earlier.
Right. He is a cutie.
I don't really, for real, have one like that. I do think Michael B. Jordan is attractive. Absolutely. We used to have the same trainer, actually. We used to work out together.
Really?
In LA.
Does he like black girls?
Did you
as far as I know,
squats in front of him and be like, hey?
As far as I know, we'll talk. We'll have to chat offline. But when people say that, like, oh, he don't like black girls, I'm like, well, I know for a fact that he do shoot a shot at black girls. I can say that. Now, whether or not they were smart enough to,
because he's a short king. You talking about you don't like short kings? He's a
smart
short
enough
king.
to accept the shot.
He's not.
He's not short.
No.
I mean, he's not tall, but he's not short.
He's not super tall, but he ain't short. He ain't no like 5'6".
I was thinking like he's like 5'9".
He's probably about 5'9".
The girls think that's short.
I think 5'9" is very border like, but I think like I couldn't date somebody shorter than me or my exact height. Like we can't be here. I'm 5'4".
Oh.
But he is taller than me even with heels on. So it's probably about 5'9".
Okay.
I thought he was taller than that, like 5'11", and saying he's 6 feet. But I could be wrong.
Oh, he's 6 feet.
Matter. Yeah.
He's 6 feet?
Yeah,
Oh.
the internet say 6 feet. That's why I'm saying he probably 5'11", because actors be lying.
I mean, maybe.
He's
not. He doesn't
not
feel
short though. I've interviewed
he's not
him
short.
and he wasn't short, and I had on heels. I'm 5'3", so I'm not far behind you. I wouldn't put him in the short category, but he definitely ain't no tall man. He ain't no Aaron Pierre.
I would say who would be my type celebrity wise, but he's not my crush. I think because I just love his music, so he is like my big homie in my head is Nas.
Okay,
like if somebody was to be like, "What is your type?"
That's a short
Nas.
king.
Nas?
No, Nas is tall.
He looks
tall.
I got a picture with Nas. I had on
looks
some
tall.
tall heels.
He's
taller than me.
Well, yeah.
He's not like a 6'2", 6'3", 6'4", but he's not a short king.
Under 6.
How tall is he?
5'11".
They pulling the stats. That's what I'm saying.
5'8". That's what I'm saying.
He's
I
not
think
5'8".
that yes.
5'8".
Let me tell y'all, I saw him at Gold Room and he was not tall. So I don't know what
I did not have on heels
that
this day.
But I was at Gold Room. I did something that I will never repeat. It was wrong. And I was out. Yep, and I was out of line.
Well, now I want to know.
Right. I guess we'll have a long talk offline. But he was at the Gold Room before it closed down, and he's not a tall king. but he's a handsome one.
He's not shorter than me.
He gives the energy.
Yeah.
I'm 5'3", you 5'4". So even
maybe he was maybe he was standing on a thing.
He was probably standing on a pedestal.
We were at like a day party, and
maybe he had platforms.
I'm glad you pulled up the facts.
He had platforms.
He gives like a big.
Yeah,
big energy. Yeah, that's what it is.
But just just like he's smooth, he's chill, he's not loud, he's nice looking, he know how to dress. He like that kind of.
So for our short kings watching or listening, don't get upset with us. What you need to remember is move with confidence, because people gonna add about 6 inches to your height.
That does matter.
Even if they see you in person, they gonna get confused.
But be honest. Be honest on the dating apps though. Because don't put 6 feet and I show up to this date and you 5'7".
Because don't I really feel like if you put 5'8" or 5'9" on the app and then you are that height or slightly taller or whatever, it's way easier than lying.
Yeah.
And saying 6'1".
I'm gonna clearly know.
6 where?
Did y'all know it was a tall convention?
Yes.
A tall meetup. I said.
Tall people meet.
Tall people meet.
What is it?
Tall people meet.
It's a group.
All the 6'3", 6'4", 6'5", 6'6".
Where did they meet at? Was it men and
the
women?
Battery
On
It was men and women.
Avenue.
They were at the Battery too.
So we couldn't go.
No,
so I was told 2 different things, because one person told me you couldn't, and then somebody else told me, another guy that I know that went and said that you could. They said for women you're supposed to be like 5'9", but he said no, it was people in there that was
So this
shorter.
is what they do. They don't be buying out the establishments where they're having their meetups. So they have their meetups. I know somebody who went to one. He texted me and was like, everybody in here is fucking tall. The girls and the niggas. Like, this is weird. And I was like, oh, are you at such and such? He was like, yeah. I was like, oh, it's tall people meet tonight. Don't ask me why I be looking at where tall people meet, but I knew. Anyway, they have them in public places. So other people show up, but it's supposed to be for tall women and tall men to be around their own kind.
What do they do? What do they do? Tall people shit?
They
probably so they can holler at each other.
Oh, they want to be with other tall
easier if you're a
people.
woman.
Yeah, it's more so for the girls, because like, I don't want the short kings. I'm 6'2", and they don't want me either. So where are the tall men at? And don't invite those little short 5'3", 5'4", 5'5" girls.
That's what my friends like. Why do you think you need a 6'4"? You only 5'4".
I don't
worry
need
about
it.
what.
I want it.
Exactly.
Okay.
I feel safe.
Right. I want to feel little. You get you a big old giant if you want to feel little. Keysha, would you be okay not having oral sex ever again?
No, absolutely not. Absolutely.
Cut
the show. Let's get out of here. No. What?
Why not? Is
Why?
that your favorite part of sex?
Yes.
One of, yeah. I mean, yes. No, why would we not?
Why are we living like this? I was just curious.
No,
I don't
be
think
okay
there's
with
anything wrong with saying no. Yeah.
No, we're not.
It feels too good. Just be too good, be too seasoned. Oh, Lord, I miss sex. I say that every episode, Keysha. Ooh. That was my last one. I went through all my cards.
Okay. Well, on that note, we are going to move on to weird sex, and then we will chat with Miss Keysha E a little bit more. But before we move on to weird sex, I do want to remind you guys one more time, head on over to www.imcurioustoKnow.com to purchase your deck. If you already have one for yourself and you want to be the gift that keeps on giving, buy it as a gift for somebody else. Just because birthdays, anniversaries, anything, it don't matter. What holiday is coming up next? St. Patrick's Day. Get it for them and tell them maybe you'll get lucky with the next man that you with. Order it now before it's too late. Okay, so we are going to move on to weird sex. This week's weird sex is brought to us, or to y'all, by Erica Lust, our friends over there at ericalust.com. Remember to go to ericalust.com, and that's Erica with a K, to check out all of the fabulous videos that they have on their site.
They're really saving people's sex lives.
They really are, or making them more exciting. Like, I think it's great for couples and it's great for single people.
You said a man is not a necessity, a man is a luxury.
Like dessert. Yeah. A man is absolutely not a necessity.
Did you mean that to sound mean and bitter?
Oh, not at all. I adore dessert. I love men. I think men are the coolest. But you don't really need them to live.
So, every week that we have talked about Erica Lust, we have been sharing different types of videos that are on the site and why y'all need them. I would really love it if y'all would leave some comments and let us know what you have actually checked out. But this week, I want to talk about self-discovery within a relationship. So we're all single, right?
Yes.
Okay. So think back to the last time that you were either in a relationship or with somebody that you were sleeping with on the regular, and how you figured out what you liked sexually and how you shared that with him. So while y'all think about that, and listeners, I want y'all to think about it too. Erica Lust has so many videos where they kind of walk through a woman who is trying to express herself. And she ends up doing it. It's no trying to. She ends up doing it. She expresses herself and she shows like how she's figuring out things. If you don't know what you like already, don't be shy or embarrassed. You couldn't like explore that with your partner. And I think that can make it like a fun way to go about things. You go to ericalust.com, you sign up, you get your subscription, and you show the videos and anything that you're curious about. Show it to the guy or the woman, whoever you're with. Show it to them. Watch it while you're being intimate, before you're being intimate, after you're being intimate. There's so many ways to go about it. But the most important thing to remember is that you can't fully expect anybody to please you and really explore all of those senses if you don't even know what you want for yourself. Like whether you found out what you wanted through a video or not, you got to know what you want, because if the other person can't figure it out, if you can't figure it out, so use Erica Lust to figure out what it is that you like.
And I also want to add in there, once you do figure it out and you watch your Erica Lust video, whichever one you watch, I like that it's not just like showing you like, this is the sex I like. She does things like shows emotional buildup, shows what chemistry looks like. I think that's wonderful, because sometimes people are out here dating and having sex and doing all the things, and you don't even know what it looks like or what it feels like to actually have chemistry with somebody. So you get to see the development of relationships before you just get to the sex part. It's really educational and sexy, and it helps you communicate.
Yeah, and like having that self-awareness will lead to more positive conversations about what it is that you want sexually. And it's also going to help you to explore your fantasies and being able to do it in the comfort of your own home or his home or her home, whatever it may be. Having an element of privacy while you're also exploring these things, and then you open it up to the person that you're with, is going to help you build that confidence. And I promise you guys, if you don't have any confidence, whether you think you faking it and making it by, the other person gonna know. Or that's a shitty sex partner. If they don't realize that you've been faking it the whole time, that you're not really enjoying yourself, that's not really what you want. So make sure that you head on over to www.ericalust, and that's Erica with a K, ERIKALUST.com, to sign up for a subscription, and you'll get 45% off with the code CockTales. And again, that's at ericalust.com. Erica with a K.
Thank us later.
Yeah, and now we'll get back to the show.
Okay, Miss Keysha E. I love having comedians on. I just think y'all are the best people.
Oh, thank you.
And I wanted to ask you this. This don't got nothing to do with the topic. So I said, let me ask Keysha. Being an attractive female comedian, do you find that when you walk on the stage, people are like, dang, she's not going to be funny?
Oh, absolutely.
And has that ever been the truth? Like when you first started, were you like, dang, I'm too cute and I lost my funny? Or are you like, I'm about to set this shit off, I'm funny?
No, so I think the way I started doing comedy, it was just a dare. Like I never dreamed of being a comedian. I never had plans to do comedy whatsoever. Like I was at a comedy show, they announced the amateur night, and my people will always tell me, like I have friends that was like, you should do comedy, whatever. And I'm like, what? And I'm the type, if you dare me to do something where I don't get pregnant or die, I'm like, why not? I do it.
Okay.
So I was like, whatever, I'll do it. So I think my confidence, and I think most people bomb their first time there. I think it's because partly they haven't done it, and also they're very nervous because when you care about something. I'm like, I'm not doing this ever again. So once I got through the first show and it was like great, it was nothing for me to kind of backtrack to. So I think I never got in my head about it. But I noticed that people, I remember I was on a show one time, I'm in the green room and somebody's like, oh, whose girlfriend is that? And I'm like, I think I'm on the flyer right next to you. Like my face is literally right next to yours, but people just don't think you can be a comedian at all. And I noticed that people, when it comes to women, they don't think women are funny in general. A lot of people, you'll see like that's when they get up to go to the bathroom when a woman comes to the stage, right? So then if you're a pretty woman, it's definitely like, oh, she can't possibly be funny. And they just don't expect it. But I love like proving people wrong. Like I love being like, oh, okay, watch this.
Why do you think that is? Why do you think if you're a pretty girl, people think you're not going to be funny. Because I've even found myself doing that before, and I have to unthink it.
I think it's because people look at conventionally attractive women as people are always giving you stuff because you have pretty privilege. So you probably got this opportunity easier than anybody else. And you probably never actually had to be funny. People just laughed because they liked you, because they wanted to impress you or whatever. But that's not always true.
Yeah.
And
sometimes it is, but it's not always true, you know? And you are very funny. There's lots of women out there that are funny. I love women comedians.
Yeah. I think people think that you just can't, like, you're just the arm candy. You're just the, you know what I mean? Like, yeah. Oh, they can see you as a wife. They can see you as a mom. They can see you as a whatever, a hairstylist maybe. But like, stand up, like, nah.
Have you ever felt intimidated when you're waiting, when you are doing comedy, not even on stage, but if you're the only woman and it's all male comedians in the back?
I love that.
Really?
Oh, in the back.
Yeah, like in the back. Like, let's say you don't know the comedians, like you're
no, like intimidated just in the sense of us kicking it in the green room, or in terms of going on stage?
Going on stage. Yeah, like y'all are in the back like waiting for your turn.
Yeah.
Because y'all can hear each other go, right?
Yeah. No. Like intimidated by them? Like what they would think?
Yeah, like, no, not what they would think, but just like, oh, I'm the only woman.
Like how the crowd will perceive you. Like, are you ever like, oh, everybody's gonna sit, they're not gonna get up and go to the bathroom when he go out because he funny looking, and I heard him back here, he is funny.
No, I never
think
think about that, because I think you have to, especially with comedy, you need to be so, I think have an open mind and be in the moment, because when you get on stage, even when you're doing crowd work or something happens or you got a heckler, you have to address it. So like, I don't have time to be in my head about nothing, thinking about somebody else, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think for me, I always saw it as an advantage, and I use that sometimes too. I would be like, when you first start out in comedy, you're trying to get on shows, oh, you don't have a female on the show. You don't have a woman on the show, right? And sometimes you will get on the show because you're cute and the promoter want to holler at you or whatever. And then sometimes you won't. They don't want to book you because if they don't know you and familiar with your work, it's like, she can't possibly be funny. So it can work either way. But once you prove yourself, and I think that was just the thing, is like when I started doing stand-up, it was like, yo, who's this Keysha E girl kind of thing. So no, because I look at it like, even though I know some people are going to initially when I come on stage think, oh, she's not funny, but it's only going to take a moment for you to say, oh, let me pay attention. So I always use it to my advantage. Like it's 5 dudes going up there talking about
the
fucking their baby mama, whatever, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Here comes a woman with something completely different, you know what I mean? So yeah, I never looked at it like that.
Okay, let's talk about something real for a second. Have you ever felt like you're doing everything right? You're trying to eat better, move your body, stay consistent, and your body just isn't, and your body is just like, girl, I'm not cooperating. That was me. I've been on my wellness journey for a while now, and I started realizing something felt a little off. Not in a dramatic way, but just I wanted more consistency, more structure, and more support, especially when it comes to long-term health and actually feeling good in my own body. So I started looking into more options, and that's how I came across Brello. Brello is a wellness platform that connects you with healthcare providers for guided wellness medications. And what I liked immediately is that it didn't feel like a quick fix situation. It felt intentional. Like, okay, this is about long-term health, not just short-term results. The sign-up process was actually really simple. Everything is online, and they walk you through an intake so you can see if you qualify. And from there, you're connected with a provider who guides you through your options. That part was really important to me because I didn't want to just be out here guessing or trying random things. Having that provider guidance made the whole process, feel supportive, structured, and honestly, legit. And their plans are all based on your individual situation and what a healthcare provider will recommend for you. Another thing I liked is not just like, here, take this, good luck. They actually have a built-in support system, like a private community, wellness classes, and educational resources. So you're learning and staying accountable along the whole way. And everything is just in one place. There's an app where you can track your progress, stay on top of everything. And if you get medication, it is delivered to your door. It just makes it easier to stay consistent, which, let's be honest, is really half the battle. For me, this was really about investing in my long-term health, feeling more aligned, more supported, and not like I'm trying to figure everything out on my own. So if you've been curious or you want to, explore some options, in a more structured, provider-guided, community-based way, go to BrelloHealth.com to see if you qualify and explore their different plans starting at $133 per month for your first 3 months. Plus, access their app, community, wellness classes, all that good stuff. That's BrelloHealth.com, BRELLO health.com. Any information provided is for informational purposes only and should not be construed as medical advice. It is not a substitute for professional medical consultation, diagnosis, or treatment. All patients must consult with a healthcare provider prior to the prescription or dispensing of any medication, which will be done only pursuant to a valid prescription. Compounded drug products are not FDA approved, and the FDA does not evaluate their safety, effectiveness, or their quality. Patients are encouraged to discuss the risks, benefits, and appropriateness of any medications, including compounded products, with their healthcare provider before use.
Who are some women that you really look up to who are comics?
I love some more. I love a lot of people who I like are like my peer groups. So like just Niche is hilarious.
Yes.
Takara Williams.
I was just about to say, I wonder if she's going to say Takara
Zaynab
Williams.
Johnson. I love Zaynab. I feel like Zaynab is about her business too. Like I'm like figuring it out. Like, girl, okay, wait, she making this move, that move. Really, really, really like about her business. Who else do I really like? Wanda Sykes, Ali Wong. I love Ali Wong.
Ali Wong.
I did a show with Ali Wong and she was like, that abortion bitch you did was so funny. I was like, Ali.
Okay, the abortion bit.
Yeah. I do an abortion bit about when they have changed the law, when they were doing a whole, abortion situation. What was that in Alabama? I think it was. The heartbeat bill, whatever.
The heartbeat law? We got it.
And so I did a joke about my friend was like, I was thinking about moving to Texas. And she's like, girl, you can't get an abortion. And I'm like, bitch, I'm 40. Like, what? What? So I do a whole bit about it. Like, if God bless me, like, what do I look like? I do a whole bit about that. And I was on the show one time with Ali Wong and she was like, that bit was so funny. I haven't done it in a long time, actually. But yeah, I talked about.
You might need to bring it back.
You might need to bring it
I need to bring it back.
Okay.
I need to bring it back. But some people are like, some people laugh and some people they got to see if it's okay to laugh, right? Because it's such a touchy kind of
It
subject.
is touchy, and I also think that I don't know how to do it, but there's got to be an art to how you deliver sensitive topics like that, because I've seen people do it, other women. I've seen a lot of women do abortion bits. Mm-hmm. Some work and some don't. Some make everybody uncomfortable. Mm-hmm. I am very much a pro-choice person. So whatever you want to do is your baby and it's your life, or your baby that you're not about to have. That's your business, because I'm not taking them. Do what you do. But sometimes the jokes, it does make me uncomfortable depending on how you deliver it. It's just like, God damn.
I think in the beginning people are just like, I think they want to laugh, but they're like, can I? And then I go into like, abortion is a young girl sport, and I kind of break it. It's a young girl sport, you know what I mean? Like, and I break it down, like, and then people start, I'm like, because you remember you was 16, that was you, whatever. And then it's like, okay, they feel comfortable with it. But
yeah, you gotta really drive it for people, because being in the audience where when it's not hitting and people are talking about something serious and everybody's just really like, first of all, it's not being delivered in a way where we even can laugh.
You can't go too dark with stuff either. Like, I've heard a girl do a joke about rape before, and it was like,
what's her name, Lauren?
I don't remember her name, but I was just like, girl, abort this joke, because this is not.
I've heard a lot of uncomfortable jokes, and I personally have a dark sense of humor. So a lot of things I can appreciate, but sometimes I just be like, this, if it's making me uncomfortable, you just need to stop. Stop and move on to something else. The crowd isn't appreciating. We're not finding the funny in it. And I don't even think it's always the situation. It's the delivery, and it's an art form, and it's like, I appreciate any comic who is able to pay attention to that and notices that, like what you said, because you just never know. You gotta pay attention to your audience, guys.
You do. Okay, speaking of art, it's Women's History Month. Happy Women's History Month, y'all.
Happy Women's History Month.
Did you do anything to celebrate yourself as a woman this month so far? Like just having a vagina and loving on yourself?
I haven't so far.
Just because you forgot? Or I took myself to lunch after church. I bought myself something nice. And I was like, I'm just really gonna, we be doing a lot. Like, even how you told me you were traveling, you went to go do your show in Texas, came back,
in 48
haven't
hours.
slept in almost a day.
Yeah.
And then came right back, jumped in the skates, and you still look gorgeous. Now you're here recording with us. And I don't know if you were on your period or not, but when you be on your period and doing stuff, it's still, I'm like, how do we do it? Women are amazing.
I joke about that too. Yeah.
So I fucking hate periods.
I do
it's
a whole
like a nice,
bit about that.
You're not pregnant, bitch. But that's it.
I mean, I do a self-care day once a month. Like, I take myself to the spa. I usually do a Tuesday. I take myself to the spa. I go to the movies because I used to go to the movies every Tuesday. Like, during the day when it's empty, nobody's there. I try to schedule like my nail appointment, make sure it aligns on that day. Just like I go to a restaurant, but I haven't done anything just intentionally because it's Women's History Month now.
I got you. Probably nobody else.
Yeah, I should have.
I tried to be intentional about it, but I
don't. That ain't got nothing to do with women. That's just his
I know.
Maybe the crawfish were female. Crawfish. You ate the female crawfish.
Well, I didn't eat them yet. I'm planning on it. I'll be there Wednesday at the Big Easy Grill. I've already got my Wednesday planned.
How has dating been for you in Atlanta?
Much better than LA, I can say that.
I bet.
I think Nebraska would have been better than LA. Like, I had to get up out of LA. Baby,
what didn't you like in LA?
It would probably be easier to say what I did. Okay. I didn't like dating. So the moment I got to LA, I said, oh, my husband, oh no.
He's not here.
I'm never going to no. Right?
What did you like?
The weather. Amazing. Beautiful. And over time, I got tired of that. Because it's like you don't get to change the season. So when I got here, I was like, I love the rain. Oh, I love the fall. Because you don't get a change of that. I never have to check the weather when I leave the house in LA. I love the beach. I do miss the water. Being in Atlanta, I was like, well, where's the water? Being from Detroit and then LA is like, I'm used to being surrounded by water. It was fun when I first got there. It was a time, you know what I mean? Back when you was going to toxic day parties and you was going to Greystone and all of that. But that wore off very quickly. LA was really like where I just needed to be for career. It was never a place I saw myself settling down, buying a house, the traffic, everything is just so on top of each other. There's no space. There's no backyards. I knew for sure I didn't want to raise kids there. I knew dating was who chat. So yeah, it was just like, and I should have left a long time ago, but I just kept staying because career-wise, it's like more opportunities are coming. So a part of me is like, do you really love Atlanta or did you just really hate LA? You kind of don't know yet because you could have gone to South Dakota and been like, I love it here.
But what did you like about the actual dating part of LA?
Okay, there are several things. A lot, not all, but a lot of Black men don't date Black women in LA. So I rarely got hollered at. I went to Tokyo and I got hollered at more times in Tokyo in a week than 13 years in LA.
I can believe it.
Wow.
I used to have to look in the mirror. I would go home like, I know I look halfway decent. Somebody got it. You know what I mean?
You are kind. You are beautiful.
You was important.
I rarely got hollered at by Black men, and I gotta have a Black man. So, white, Asian, Latino, Russian, like I would get hollered at by them. I think that LA is a place where a lot of people, it's like you live young, wild, and free. So people are like 50 and they still live like they're 20. So it's like, oh, I don't need to settle down. I remember when I said I wanted to have kids and one of my homegirls was like, already? I was like, bitch, I'm 30. What do you mean already? I'm 38. I'm at the end of the road hoping. Right. So a lot of men just aren't really focused on that. I think the cost of living is so high. A lot of men feel like I don't have the financial means to take on a relationship with a woman. It's not the priority. A lot of people go out there to chase their dreams. So men, particularly that tunnel vision, I'm not here yet, so I can't take on. So I feel like dating was just kind of like, a lot of people do casually date. And to circle back to what we were talking about in the beginning, and it's not like, oh, I just like these bad boys. I rarely find people that I like. I rarely find somebody I like. It's very rare. Like once every 2 years, maybe. And I was like, Lord, help me like everybody, how everybody like everybody. Because it's just, I can't really, it has to be a connection. So physically, I'm more attracted to tall, fit, nice teeth, well-groomed, personality, conversation,
Go deeper into besides the physical. Okay, go deeper into the person. Like what is about somebody's personality?
So being like, you don't have to be funny, right? But being fun, being like, also I love an ambitious man. I love a man that I can learn something from. I love a man that can hold a good conversation. I love a man that is confident, that can approach me. I'm noticing a lot of times these days, dudes aren't doing that. And that's like a turn off for me. A family man, family oriented, somebody that I feel safe with. Somebody that inspires me, like Obviously a relationship with God. But it's just like, I can tell you all these things and you can give me all of these dudes, but it's just a connection that I can't really explain that I have or I don't have. And it's rare that I have that with somebody. And so I think that's been my biggest struggle probably with dating is like, I just don't like everybody. It's like, pretty cool, but it just doesn't, not that relationship. You can be a homie. Yeah, I think also I don't like, let me not talk about what I don't like, what I do like. I love a man that is just him. I feel like so many times we meet people and they want to impress you. I'm impressed more so by your character. You having integrity, you having morals, you being a good person. And I just pay attention to how you move, stuff like that. But it's like a connection that I either just have or I don't. And
so
it's
do
rare.
you notice the integrity and the morals before or after the connection? Because that is one of those things where it's like, you don't really know somebody's integrity off of one date or their morals off of one date. So usually,
and this is what I started doing, because my friends was like, give somebody a try. I won't. If I don't have that initial, like, I got to be physically attracted to you. You don't have to be the finest person on earth, but I have to find something attractive. And then in the conversation, something sparks my interest where it's like, okay, I'm interested. I don't date that often. I don't just go out to go out. Like, I tried to get in that space. I did it like 3 times. I was like, I think I went out on 3 guys. Mm-hmm. And I was like, no, my mind has not changed about them. But it has to be some initial kind of like interest in the conversation. And then you don't know right away. So that does develop over time. You kind of start to see. And sometimes you see that it's not there, right? And so you do have that chemistry or that physical attraction, but it's like, nah, relationship-wise, he's not lacking the things that or he doesn't have the things I want in a partner. So then it's like, this isn't gonna work. But it's like just the connection. I don't know.
Sometimes I wonder if the way the world is now, everything's so instant. Is there a glitch in all of us? Because your person, and I'm not saying you per se, just in general, and I'm speaking to myself, you might not have this.
Nobody was talking to you, Siri.
Siri said, all y'all need to shut up. Ain't no glitch. You might not have this instant connection with somebody. I too have been used to that instant connection. And with the more reading and the more research I do about just connecting with people, that could be considered an addiction to that connection that you're seeking. And it's just not
dopamine
attachment.
And we could be missing out on someone who maybe you are socially awkward, or maybe the first or second date you don't represent yourself the best. I'm not saying you just acting up, but your personality doesn't shine through. I have been that person too, where it's like, I'm not really being myself because I'm a little nervous. And maybe my conversation didn't hit. Maybe I was tired. I don't know. But sometimes I think that we maybe have it fucked up with this connection thing. Not that you shouldn't connect, but sometimes it just takes time. And I have this experience recently with a guy that I just kept kind of giving a chance. And I don't say giving a chance by he was fucking up. I just wasn't I was like, he's just something about it. It ain't it.
Same,
But I kept kind of like giving it a chance. Like, but he's nice, but he is cool. It wasn't like a settle thing. It was like, I think I personally am searching for this connection that it's just not there yet. Like, let's pause and be a friend, be somebody's friend and just hang out and maybe something will grow. And I was like, one day I was like, oh my gosh, maybe this is what people mean when they're like, look for people who are good partners. If you're wanting to get married, it might not be like, I have this crack addiction connection.
But I feel like I hate
what I'm saying.
I do.
He might be
a
crack
really addiction ain't good. Who want to be hooked on crack? You don't want to be hooked on crack.
It is. It's like a crack addiction.
Not y'all specifically, but people be acting like crackheads behind somebody that they're attracted to, and it's like, well, hold on. If it feels like crack, you might want to run the
have
other
this
way.
Connection.
We've seen it go down many ways with many examples of how this is not what you want.
I think
for a partner,
find a friendship, find a good foundation, a solid foundation that isn't rooted in like lust and excitement and everything else, which kind of sounds boring at first, right? To me, it doesn't, but to many people, it might. But something about having something a little steady, something that is more sure and I don't want to say safe because it gets such a bad rap.
No,
but sometimes safe is good because maybe it seems safe and you're running away from it because this is something that you're actually not used to.
Right.
And
I'm
it
cool
does make
as long as it's not I know somebody who literally they're divorced now, but they used to pray like, Lord, please make me attracted to my husband. And I was like, I can't live that life. That's just. And he was a great partner and all the things, but I'm like, I can't.
But then you don't want somebody to be good on paper.
And even when I hear people say like, this person has to grow on me, I'm like, it makes me cringe a bit.
But look at the flip side. Let's say you do get the person you're attracted to, and then TD Jakes always says, when y'all are looking for partners, you should be looking at it like, this is the person that's going to stand beside me when I'm burying my parents. Now imagine you're like, my husband is fine, but there is a moment in life where you need him, and he's fine, but he's also gone.
No, and that's the thing. It can't just be that. That's the initial thing. When you meet somebody for the first, you look and see, you know what I mean? The initial thing is an attraction, but it can't just be that by no means. I do need to have some type of, but for me, it's more about a deeper connection and like that friendship level of like, I don't know. That's the thing I feel like I can't put in words, but it's not when people ask like a type, physically, all of my exes look different. I'm attracted to all of them though, but they all look different. They're not line them up and they all look the same. Yeah, but it's like it's
still a chemistry.
Yeah, it's still like a chemistry that's there. But I've been doing that because my friends was like, just give it a try. I went out with a guy 3 times. I kept trying, like you said, I kept trying to give him a chance because I do feel like he is probably a good guy. And so I was trying. And then he had too many purses. It was just too many purses.
Purses?
Every time we go, it's a new.
We
I don't
talked
feel
about
safe.
this on
if we
another
both
episode.
getting up, putting the cross, but I can't. But I kept trying because I was like, I feel like he's probably a good guy. And then it was like, why are you doing this to yourself? You're not about to force it. You don't like him, and that's okay. And I think sometimes people, particularly with Black women, we're made to feel bad of like, you don't want a good man. No, I do, but I want a good man that I like.
Yeah.
You know, like I want a good man that I enjoy. And he should want a woman that actually wants him back. You know what I mean? So, but I am getting in a space of like, if I don't have that initial spark, because I know when I'm interested and I know when I'm not. I'm giving it a chance. It has yet to turn around with anybody that I've gone on a date with. And then I'm like, oh, why am I wasting my time?
You're not wasting your time, friend. You're doing what dating is, which is figuring out what you like. Yeah. And you only need one.
True. And that's why I'm very optimistic. Like, I'm not at all like, oh, it's bad and men are like, I have a infinite love for Black men. And like, I know that it exists. I see examples of it all the time. I know it only takes one person at the right time, all the things. So I'm confident that it'll happen. It's just, I think particularly for me, I think the process is different because like I said, it's just rare. I was talking to my friend the other day and we've been friends since 9th grade. And she was like, yeah, it's true. You haven't found a lot of guys that you like. Like you don't date, just date. But when I do, it's like, it's deeper than a connection of you just fine or you just got money. It's like this is my friend. Like we're actual friends and like a deeper connection in that way, which I just feel like I don't. And I almost think it's normal. I almost think you're not gonna have that with everybody.
No, you can't.
It's like, yeah,
you can't have that with everybody. We had a comedian on the show a few weeks ago. His name is Tremo, and he shared. Are you familiar with him? Really funny. No. But he was talking about how like as a man comedian, when he sometimes meets women, they immediately assume that he's broke.
Oh, I saw the clips. I know who you're talking about. Yeah.
And I wanted to ask you, have you found that when you date men who are maybe have a professional job, like a 9 to 5, or like they just have a strict career path, they're not creatives.
Or maybe more famous.
Yeah. Like them finances are together. It's not like I gotta book something to get money. Have you ever found that they've been like, when you say you're a comedian, they're like, oh yeah, nah, you need to, this is like, what's your backup plan? Would you have a 401k? Like, have you ever?
I've never encountered that, but I also think most of the men, like I said, that I date, are the provider type.
Not that I think sometimes providers will still ask that question, like what the finances looking like.
I've never dated any man that not seriously dated. Maybe I went on a date and we didn't get to that conversation that cared in that way or that felt like, okay, what's gonna happen with her money? Like I've never, at least they haven't voiced it. Like all of them have been supportive. Like, oh, that's dope. I'm coming to the show. I'm supporting. I think you're funny. Like it's never been. But also I have a master's degree in computer engineering, so that might make them also feel like
definitely.
Okay, this girl got her shit together at the end of the day. But
you're like, I wasn't always a comedian.
My parents still trying to figure out like, where did this comedy come from? I'm confused. Because ain't nothing funny about that college tuition we paid out of pocket.
So where did you work before you decided you were really going to dive into comedy?
So I worked for the city of Detroit when I first got out of college. And then when I moved to LA, I worked for, it's called MedVerson Technology. And it was like a private technology company. They did a lot of stuff for healthcare in the healthcare industry. Okay. And then I worked for HP for a second. Okay. So but I was just like,
I see why that wouldn't come up. It's not like you were a starving artist.
Oh, yeah, when I first got to LA. And then it was like, oh, I can't do both. I thought I could do both. I had this whole plan. And it was like, no, you really can't because you can't audition and you work. Like, my granddaddy, God rest his soul, died like 5 times. And it was like,
how many times can I use this?
They was like, okay. So, because you can't, I was like, oh, I can audition on my break. Girl, how? In LA traffic.
You getting fired.
Yeah. And did, actually. So, but when I first got there, yeah, I was. And so I think that maybe that might play a part of it, a part in it of like, okay, this doesn't seem like a girl who just out here aimlessly, like she don't know what she's doing. She just jumping from, well, it might seem like you jumping from this to that because computer engineering to comedy. But I think that
to leave something safe, to go for something that doesn't seem safe, though, it would make, I think, the average person think she's got a plan.
Yeah.
Not so uneasy. If it was like, okay, you always were a comic. Maybe you decided from being, I want to be the lead role in a drama to being a comic, then it's like, well, hold on, girl. What? But to go from computer engineering, it's like, oh, she probably safe. She's probably prepared for this. That is safe. Have you dated a lot of guys who would ask you questions like that?
Like what?
Like about your finances and trying to figure out if you were secure or not before proceeding?
No, but I've definitely dated I would say the only person that truly did that, my most recent ex, but I respected it. I don't know if I would do it the way he did. But I think I'm okay at the age that we're at now if someone is concerned, just wanting to know like what is the financial plan? Do you have a safety net? Do you have a saving? Like I think I think in the past it used to bother me because I was insecure about it. But I've definitely had the conversations, those tough conversations that people talk about in a serious relationship. Like if it's a food nigga or it's just like somebody that is not that serious, the conversation did come up. And my most serious relationship was my last relationship. And it came up and it was conversations about finances. What about you?
I have, but usually people think that I have a plan. I've never ever done one thing, and I do be having a plan. And I'm usually going to have multiple plans. So even while I might be really hopeful about one avenue, it has been a really long time since I have depended on one source of income for anything. And
you really can't in this industry.
You can't. And it's
in
like,
this life.
I've never been. I've always enjoyed working. Like I might gripe and complain about certain aspects of work or working period, but really and truly inside, I enjoy working. I enjoy doing the things that I like more than things that I dislike, of course. But I've worked. I don't think that they've ever been fearful. I know that they've been confused or just like wondering, what exactly do you do? How exactly do you make money? How exactly do you maintain? But that's okay. And I've never had a problem having those conversations.
Yeah.
I think that's a beautiful thing about women. And shout out to Women's History Month again. That there have been a lot of setbacks. You couldn't have a bank account without a man. You couldn't get a business loan. You getting fired if you pregnant. You couldn't get a house. And it's like...
Getting fired if you're pregnant, that still happens today. People's jobs aren't safe.
But it's illegal if that comes out that is why you got. If they're like, you're pregnant, you're fired.
You're pregnant and you're about to have your baby. Every job is not going to allow you to take maternity leave. Like there's lots of things, and it's not illegal, which is crazy because it should be. But yeah.
So I think that it's super dope that I personally have never had the luxury of being able to depend on a man. Like, and it's just like, I'm good at, cause my nigga I haven't had that. And so I look at women like, wow, we really be making a way. And if you don't have several streams of income, more than one, friend, please figure something out. Like it's imperative. Even I think when you get married, I think that just we're in a world today where it's like be able to stand on your own 2 feet. It's imperative for your freedom, for you to be able to make decisions, and for you not to be out here looking dusty if y'all do break up. Just my little word of advice. Women be doing the damn thing. So shout out to us.
We can make it happen.
Anything else you want to ask Keysha E, Kiki?
No, but I do want to ask her about this advice. I'm curious to know what you will tell our listeners.
Mm-hmm.
So on that note, we're going to move on to the advice. And if you have a question that you would like to ask us on the show, make sure you email us. The email is advice@cocktailspod.com.
All right, you know what's filling up faster than your calendar right now? Your mental bandwidth. Like, suddenly there are plans, events, trips, work, life. And I'm like, wait, who signed me up for all this? That in-between feeling is real, though. Things are picking back up, but that doesn't mean I need to be stressed trying to keep up. And that's honestly where IndaCloud has come in for me. IndaCloud is a fully legal online dispensary. So we're talking gummies, exotic flower, premium pre-rolls, and my personal favorite, the zero sugar THC sodas. And let me tell you, I was pleasantly surprised. Everything is federally legal hemp, THC, DEA certified, lab tested, and it ships discreetly to your door. So it's super easy to try and incorporate it into your routine. For me, this has been about finding a better way to unwind because y'all know, sometimes you want to relax, but you don't want to feel sluggish and you definitely don't want to be like, well, why did I do that? You don't want that feeling the next day. So lately, when my schedule starts doing the most, I'll grab one of the zero sugar THC sodas in the evening, and it really just helps me settle, clear my mind, and relax before bed. Not knocked out, not out of it, just relaxed, still present, and actually enjoying my night. And I like that I still feel like myself, just less stressed. What I love also is the variety. They've got gummies for stress relief and balance, THC sodas for that clean social vibe, premium pre-rolls for winding down, and even $70 ounces if you're like, okay, I'm committed to my piece this season. This is how adults ease into the spring with balance. Not doing the most, not burning out, just enjoying life as it comes. So if you are 21 or older and you've been looking for a different way to unwind, I definitely recommend checking them out. If you are 21 or older, just know self-care is 35% off and you will get free shipping on orders over $50 at indacloud.co. That's indacloud.co when you use code CockTales at checkout. That's indacloud.co, code CockTales, CockTales. 35% off, and you'll get free shipping on orders over $50, shipped directly and discreetly to your door. And don't forget to fill out the quick survey when you order to support the show. Enjoy responsibly, and thanks to IndaCloud for supporting an easier transition into the spring. And now we'll get back to the show.
Why they do fucked up stuff, I don't know, child. You need to go on dates in that luteal phase.
Especially when they claim to love you. They be lying. If you want to get some advice from us, make sure you email us at advice@cocktailspod.com.
Do you want to read it?
Mm-hmm. Uh-oh. Okay. So this one says, hey, Kiki and Medina, I love y'all. I'm reaching out because I really do love y'all's take on a lot of things. So here it goes. I've been thinking a lot lately about what the actual point of life is. Not in a suicidal way. Calm down. Fine. Okay. But thank you for letting us know. We come into the world with nothing. We leave the world with nothing. And yet in the middle, the whole time we're here, we spend our days working, chasing things, collecting titles, money, houses, clothes, accomplishments, things we can't even take with us when we go. Ooh, that's the truth, because that's what we talked about all day today. Sometimes it feels like the entire system is a trick. It's a scheme Todd set up, girl. Okay. Everyone around me seems to be running this race. Career, success, status, and I'm participating in it too. But if I'm honest, some days it feels like I'm pretending. Like I'm playing a role in a game I don't even believe in. I'm tired. Not physically tired, but soul tired. The kind of tired where you wonder if you're living life the way you're supposed to, or if you've somehow missed the point entirely. I don't want to keep chasing things that don't matter. I don't want to wake up one day and realize I spent my life performing instead of living. Whew. I feel like that's what everyone is doing, even y'all. No shade. But I also don't know what the alternative is. How do you live a life that actually feels meaningful when the world seems to reward the exact opposite? Signed, Searching for the Point. You know what? I won't even take that as shade, because at times it does feel like that. And I feel like you. Sometimes it's like, what the fuck is the point? You see people acting fake as fuck all the time and getting rewarded. Or maybe they don't get rewarded, but you see it happening and it's like it becomes the norm. So then when you don't want to participate, then it's like, oh, it's something wrong with you. When really you just didn't want to participate in a silly game that's not even real. So like, why does it matter? Or you are searching for purpose in your own life. And maybe you, whoever wrote this in, you're not sure yet. I think when you start to, I would say, when you start to feel those uncomfortable feelings like you're living for somebody else, or your actions are performative instead of actually genuine, stop. Take a pause and ask yourself, what would you actually like to do right now? And do that. Or remove yourself from environments where you feel like that's what you have to do. And then when you remove yourself, or when you say no, or you are true to yourself, you're gonna have to do it. Nobody can give it to you, but find the things that you would like to try. What's the thing that you keep seeing online, or you keep hearing about, or it's just in your mind? Oh, I want to try this. I want to try this. Maybe you don't have a friend to do it with you. Maybe you don't know how to get started with it, but it's something that you really want to do. Do that shit. Stop waiting on somebody and just start doing more things for you. Fuck what everybody else has to say about it or what they think about it. At the end of the day, we all get one life and we've got to live it. And you don't want to live it for somebody else. What do you think?
What would you say, Keysha? Her question was, how do you live a life that actually feels meaningful when the world seems to reward the exact opposite?
I think the biggest thing is that you cannot go after or live your life for those things. And so the things that the world rewards typically aren't the things that's going to bring you peace. And so even when you say you see people, you don't know that they're truly happy. Like, a lot of people may have the physical things, but at what cost to their soul or to their peace or on the inside? So I think for me, one thing is I'm really big on my peace. Like, if it does not bring me peace, it's out of here. I don't care what it is. There's certain jobs I'm not going to take, or gigs that I'm like, nah, it doesn't align with my brand, or it doesn't bring me peace, or it doesn't, like, I can't see myself doing that. I don't want to attach myself to that. So I don't do it for a dollar amount, because at the end of the day, I have to be happy with the choices that I make and be able to live with it. And so I think that, like, even I took a 30-day social media break. I personally hate social media, but I do understand the benefit of using it in this industry. I'm taking 30 days. I don't care what the algorithm does. I don't care if it suppresses my content. I don't care if, because being on here just wasn't adding to, like, my happiness, and not in a way that it made me unhappy. It was just, I'm tired of being connected to my phone. I want to live in real life. I was so present. I spent time with people. Like, I was so in the moment. And so I think doing those things that really makes you happy, not trying to do what you see other people doing or what the world is rewarding. I also think, like, for me, I don't know what your faith is, but with God, when I get in my word and I think about and I always pray for, like, his will and alignment. So he brings me the things that he wants me to have in my life. And when you really think about what it says, it's like, pray without ceasing, having gratitude, like those things, like God's will for us, which is very simple. And I think we almost kind of complicate it with all of these material things that's not going to bring you happiness. And then your purpose is not necessarily for you, even in your gifts. Like, it's not like I'm a comedian. Yeah, I make myself laugh sometimes, but it's for other people, right? So I think, figuring out what really brings you joy, what you enjoy doing, what you want to do with your life. Like, these days you can make a career out of anything.
Yeah.
So even with that, like, people working jobs that they're not happy with, it's like, no, life is too short. It's too short for that. So I think really just, like, being true to yourself, taking some time to figure it out, being still, being silent, shutting out the noise so that you're not worrying about what society is telling you or the world is telling you that you need or that you want. I think that's probably the biggest thing I would say. Finding out
who you are.
Yeah, I think I'm realizing it's the little simple things for me, like the joys in life. Because you leave with nothing. You come with nothing, you leave with nothing. You can't take none of this stuff with you. But in the meantime, it's like,
you can't take the people. You can't take the memories.
Yeah. But really living each day to the fullest. And that doesn't necessarily look like, going to a theme park today. Living that day to the fullest could be like resting. Like tomorrow I'm not getting out of bed. That's living that day to my fullest for me.
And recuperate.
But yeah.
I think that was great advice. I do. I think that everybody hit it on the mark. I think that also some of these things, trying to work through some of them, I think it's a practice. And like Keysha was saying, you do these small things like standing in grass, taking a walk and looking at what God created, feeling the sun on your skin, calling a family member and just talking to them, seeing what's up, reading a book. I always say this as a joke, but I'll be serious. Like sometimes you have to read books about navigating different feelings, and I'm not saying like a memoir from your favorite singer. Not that they don't know, but like look at people who have studied this world and studied this life and have good takes on it. There's a book that I'm reading right now. It's called A New Earth by Eckhart Tolle, and he talks about like sleeping with the TV on, like what that actually does to your body, or with sleeping with noises on in general, certain environments that can just cause distress in your body that you might not realize. Social media, he talks about this thing called pain bodies, and how if you're in certain environments and you're around certain people, your pain bodies can connect with somebody else's pain body, and now you walking around in pain and sad all the time and you don't really realize it. So I think a lot of these things, like Keysha said, it could be simple. It might be hard, but it's also a simple act, and it's just a practice, friend. But you got it. But you right. We don't get to take none of this shit with us. So if there's something you're doing and you're really like, I don't want to be working at this Fortune 500 company. People do it all the time. And they be like, I quit and I'm going to live in the jungle and I'm not paying no bills. I'm not paying my debt. What y'all gonna do? Kill me? I'm dying anyways. So listen, sometimes you gotta take the matters into your own hands and do what is going to make you happy. And I wish you the best.
Well, if you or anybody else has a question that you might want our help on, or just a different opinion, make sure you email us advice@cocktailspod.com. And now we're going to move on to the cocktails.
Yeah, check 1 2, check 1 2. Is this mic on? Is this mic on? Hey, listen, man, it's the one and only trendsetter DJ Sense, and you're listening to CockTales, dirty discussions with Kiki and Medina Monroe. Yeah.
All right, so these are the cocktails. It's one of my favorite parts of the show, and this is where we share a dating, sex, or something along those lines kind of experience. And this week we have a guest, so Miss Keysha E. We want to hear what you've been through, girl.
What you've been through?
What's your story? What's your experience? Earlier you said that there was something that immediately came to your mind, and I have a feeling it's embarrassing or funny, something we can all laugh about.
At first I was going to tell a dating story, but then something popped in my mind.
Okay, let's hear it.
And I was like...
Is it recent?
So not my last relationship, my relationship before last, we were actually long distance for a bit of time. So, when you long distance, you got to do what you got to do, right? FaceTime is what you're going to use. And so...
Thank God for FaceTime.
We were on FaceTime one day, and I don't know if he asked or I just did it on my own. However it went, I wanted to show him a little something, right? And so I'm pointing the camera, right, at my vagina.
Oh.
But I'm looking at his face, and I'm like, why is he looking?
He was distracted.
Why did I have some tissue?
You had some tissue stuck in the booty hole?
It's hard being a woman.
I had some tissue stuck in my vagina. And he screenshotted it and was like, because he just had his face. And I'm like, why you looking?
Why did you screenshot it? What would have set me off? Delete. Control delete.
I would have been more literally throwing the phone.
I was so embarrassed. And this was kind of fairly early on still. Like, you still trying to be that little, like, in that
cute.
Little... Yeah. And I was like, my nigga.
How did you get past that?
You know what? I don't know. I just laughed it off. I was just like, what am I do? I mean,
it happened.
I tinkle, and I guess it just got. I don't know. Like,
did that ruin the moment, or were you just like, oh, well, let me get that?
I think he was like, I was done at that point. We'll just try this another day. This is not, like, no. And then he'll bring it up from time to time. Like, he would bring.
Remember when you had that tissue stuck?
I'd be so ashamed.
It was a little embarrassing.
Did y'all get off the phone after that?
No, I think we stayed on the phone.
My
Like,
phone
I think
would've
we
died.
like he didn't make it like
Internet dead, everything dead. It's a blackout in Atlanta. I don't know. I know you're on ATL Scoop and you're seeing things happen. It ain't got
I don't
nothing
know
to
what's
do with
going on
me.
here.
I don't have it.
I always imagine when embarrassed. Have you ever had an embarrassing moment like that happen? And
Yeah.
like
In
maybe
real
even
life,
like
no FaceTime.
months later or even a year later, you think about it and you cringe because you can't get it out of your head. And then I imagine like if you're a celebrity and that leaked and then you have to just keep reliving it.
Yeah.
There is a video of Evelyn Lozada. And every time it resurfaces, I'm just like, I know she is cringing. She's like,
She talks about having a
she's-
wet
yes!
motherfucking pussy.
and she's like
Yeah.
smacking her pussy.
I don't think I saw it.
Someone
She
send
was
it to you.
arguing with OG, who's a football player girl, in a lingerie football league. They were all
so
on,
embarrassing.
Like, I got a wet motherfucking pussy.
She's drunk.
Oh yeah.
I mean, they were all lit, and it was just like, girl, why are you?
Right.
It was like wrestlers. It was like WWE. I didn't watch wrestling, but that's what I imagine they did. It was just like, what was that girl's name? It wasn't Black China. It was another China. I think there was another China that was a wrestler, a white China. And she used to be like drop kicking people and like body slamming them and stuff. And I was just like, yeah, you should have been a wrestler.
But that would have been one of those moments where if somebody was like, yeah, you were on a reality show and they're like, well, I dated your ex-boyfriend and he said you had tissue in your pussy. I did.
I think for me too, I'm
I'm
not.
like, he was a crackhead.
Even though
right?
it was slightly embarrassing, but it wasn't like, because I think it's like a natural, if it was something weird, like you wipe with it, you know what I mean? So I think for me, I'm not like, and then that same,
you didn't have like strawberry
Actually, never mind.
crust there.
Strawberry
right, like it
or a
wasn't something
skid
that was
mark, a little
like,
piece of-
now that would be embarrassing.
Yeah.
Like a skid mark would be embarrassing. So I felt like, I mean, even though that was still kind of embarrassing, it wasn't like something out of
that's
the norm or
adjacent.
unnatural. Like,
Yeah, it's
you
a
know,
little
Toilet
tissue.
paper and
At least
skid
you
marks
know.
are adjacent.
Are white. Yeah. Keysha, thank you so much for joining us. This has been wonderful. I know you tired. We're gonna let you get some sleep. I'm tired. Kiki, I don't know if you're tired. I'm just always tired. Let everybody know where they can find you and what you have coming up so they can support it and so that we can support it.
Oh, thank you. So I post everything I'm mainly just on Instagram. It's Keysha.E, ITSKEYSHA.E. I'm on the road. My next show, probably by the time this airs, I'll be in Arizona. So if you're in Phoenix or the Chandler area, I'll be at Mic Drop Comedy April 21st. The tickets are available online. My link is in my bio. I post everything on my social media. I would say that's pretty much, just look out for it. San Diego, Los Angeles, like are the
Make sure
shows
y'all
that I
follow
got.
her.
Yeah, so come out and support. You can catch me on the Country Wayne skits every day. They drop 5, 6, 10 times a day.
50 skits a day.
And then also follow my YouTube, Keysha E. It's just Keysha E, Keyshae.
What do you post on YouTube?
So I actually have some shorts on there right now, but I shot and created my own series called Keys to the City. So it's a comedic sitcom, well, web series because they're short form. And I've been trying to figure out what to do with it. And we had a meeting like with Tubi, and at first I was like, I don't know. And I was like, okay, Tubi kind of doing this thing now and trying to figure out where I wanted to put it at. And when I originally shot it, I just wanted to shoot something for myself because I was like, I don't always see myself represented, I feel like, on shows. And so it's finished. It's been finished. It looks amazing. I was like, okay, girl, let's do something with it. So I think I'm going to go ahead and just put it out on my YouTube. But follow me first. Subscribe.
Subscribe, like, follow.
Subscribe. Turn, hit the bell so you get the
When I
notifications
get
for the
1,000 subscribers,
YouTube.
and I'm gonna put it out. So yeah.
On YouTube?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We got to get her to 1,000 so we can see it because I want to see it.
Come out to the
wanna
show.
see it
I will
too.
follow.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. I want to remind everybody that, I am raising money for Meals on Wheels Atlanta. That is feeding our senior citizens. There's a wait list of about, I want to say 800 seniors who are on the wait list. So you guys, if you could click the link and donate, there is an event May 29th, I believe. It's called Taste. They're getting 15 different restaurants to basically have a big old foodie party. There's a dinner, there's an auction, a lot of fun things going on. So you can buy a ticket. All of the proceeds go towards feeding our seniors in Atlanta. So if you could click the link in the description, I would personally appreciate it. We all know an old person, so let's help one out.
And I want to remind you guys to join my book club. This month, we are reading a juicy novel picked by the listeners, Confessions of a Hustler's Housemaid. Housemaid? Housewife. Housemaid. it's the maid, it ain't the wife. So it's extra scandalous. I haven't started it yet, but we don't read the book until the end of the month. So every month when I tell you guys about the book, I shouldn't say we don't read it. We don't discuss it until the end of the month, but we will be having a mid-month happy hour soon. And we are also planning some in-person events. I won't talk about them here, but if you are interested in possibly meeting up with us or joining our trip, then you should join the book club. It is free to join, but if you want to be a participant in the meetings, then it's small fee.
Okay, y'all, I have an announcement, and nothing was finalized when we recorded this episode, so I'm coming to you now. I have something very, very exciting to tell you. If you even had a little bit of FOMO watching Curacao or hearing about it, or if life has been, I don't know, lifing a little too hard lately, I know it has been for me. Or maybe you're just that girl who loves a passport stamp and a good vibe. I need you to listen closely. I can't even talk. I'm so excited. Okay, I am officially taking my travel tribe international again. We are going to Bali. So this trip is Bali with Kiki, the travel tribe experience. And this one, we are doing it right. First of all, I want to let y'all know that I have partnered with Lux Tribes on this trip. And so you already know the accommodations, the experiences, the photo ops will be top tier. Now, let's talk comfort though, for real, for real. Everybody gets their own private room and bathroom. We will be staying in private villas in Bali. I'm really excited. I've seen so many pictures. You'll have to check the description box and you can see what you need to do to sign up, and you can see more pictures about where we'll be staying, get all the info on what we'll be doing. Anyway, this is a 6-day, 5-night trip. We're going from September 25th through September 30th. And even though it's a little bit after my actual birthday, September 13th, we are absolutely celebrating. So just know the vibes are going to be top tier. We're hitting some of Bali's most iconic and beautiful sites. You know, we got to do the Bali swing over the rice paddies. We've also got to check out the temples, more nature. There are beautiful waterfalls, so many available things that are in the itinerary, and even a few that's available to add on, like ATVs and photo shoots, visiting a Bali healer. We just have a lot of cool stuff lined up, and I can't wait to. If you're open to meeting new people, having new experiences, and just wanting to experience the beauty, the culture, the food, and the vibes of Bali, this is your sign. Come with me to Bali. Because one thing about my travel tribe, you might come solo, but you definitely not leaving that way.
Other than that, I hope that you guys are following us on all social media and subscribe to our Patreon. It's patreon.com/CockTales. I hope that you are subscribed to this YouTube channel, that you're subscribed on the audio apps if that's where you're listening, and subscribe on or follow us on social media. Together, we're at CockTales Podcast. I'm at Kiki Said So.
I'm at Coffee Bean Bean.
And until next week, you guys,
Goodbye.
goodbye.
Bye. 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 Bye.